Welcome back to another episode of Your Daily Real Estate. I'm Tristan. Hope you're having an awesome day today. Listen, I want to talk to you about something it's been part of my life for a very long time. It's something that the more I did, the faster I saw changes in my life. And so I want to share it with you. It's not earth-shattering. It's actually a very normal thing, but what I want you to do is do it consistently. Do it over a very long period of time. Do a lot of it. I mean, this could be anything, right? It could be working out, walking, prospecting. It could be a lot. No, it's none of that. In fact, it's reading. Surprise. It's something that I started when I was a kid. I hated it. Absolutely hated it. It was summer. I must have been, I'm thinking 10 or 11. No, it was 11. And I remember specifically that summer, I told my mom I had nothing to do, but that was the wrong answer. And she said, well, I've got something for you to do. And this was before Google. This is before anything big electronic, right? Even before personal computers were affordable. There were some. And so my mom had ordered this kid encyclopedia for me. I think it was 2 years prior, and it was just sitting there. We hadn't done anything with it. So that summer, she made me go through the kid encyclopedia. And in order for her to know that I was reading it, she had made me write out the whole encyclopedia all summer. And I think by the time I remember this clearly, first of all, my arm was in so much pain. Oh my gosh, pain. By the end of that summer, and this is a kid encyclopedia, so it's not like 80 volumes. This is like just a few volumes. But by the end of the summer, I had written the encyclopedia a time and a half over. And this is what I would do, literally. I remember for about 6 hours the whole day with breaks in between. And once I was done for those 5 to 6 hours, then I can go play and do other things. But man, I hated it. It was terrible. But then guess what? Like fast forward into my college years, I got a history degree, became a historian, right? Then went into law school, then got into real estate, got really further into reading, then started helping these companies grow, sitting on boards, and then ran Success Magazine. And I was like, wow, I can't believe that. First off, I love reading now, but I can't believe that it started with such a love, actually a hate relationship. I never loved it. And I became a great, my penmanship is pretty nice thanks to my mom. Became a good writer thanks to my mom. And I absolutely love reading. And reading has been for me the one thing that has allowed me to change and develop so fast over the last few years even. The more books I consume and I read both fiction and nonfiction, but more nonfiction. And I love fiction. One of my top 5 books is The Alchemist. But when you start reading more and you start looking at biographies, history, self-help books, fiction, just to push your mind over to what isn't possible might be possible. And you do this routinely every day, over and over and over, and you take notes, and you don't just read to read. No, you read to learn. You read to argue with the author. You read so that the author can convince you. You're like, well, tell me more because I'm not believing it. In fact, let me take notes. Let me highlight this section, put my own thoughts on it, and come back to it later. When you read to learn, to develop yourself better, it changes your life. And so I'm challenging you to read more. If it means reading 4 books in a year where you're reading a quarter because you were reading 1 a year, then that's fine. I want you to read 4 books a year. I want you to take notes on them. I want you to develop a better you because of what you're reading and how it's challenging you. It's replacing your daily thoughts with thoughts of others, what others write, because it's important. We must develop our minds daily. And so if it's 6, if it's 7, in fact, tell me how many books you want to read this next year, 2025. Let's already start planning. How many books do you want to read? If it's just 4, amazing. What do you want to learn from the books that you read? How many books do you want to read? And what do you want to learn from what you're reading? Because if you're just reading to read, that's good. But if you're reading to learn and change who you are and who you're becoming, that's when you're heading in the right direction. Let's talk again.